Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're trying to cut through some of the noise around Iran and Israel.
Yeah, it's a complex one.
Definitely. Our goal is to really understand the state of play, their ongoing conflict, and maybe the biggest question: why, after everything, we haven't seen all-out war?
Well, that's key, isn't it? Because as of now, July 2025, there isn't an officially declared war.
Right.
What we have is this long-running shadow war. It's persistent, it's calculated.
Shadow war. So think periodic strikes, covert ops, cyber attacks, that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Exactly. It simmers constantly, sometimes flares up quite dramatically, but it hasn't boiled over into full conventional warfare yet.
Okay, so to get this, we need to look at the roots. Our sources point to, well, fundamental ideological clashes.
Absolutely. Iran's perspective, its opposition to Israel's existence as what it calls an illegitimate state, that's foundational.
But it's not just one-sided, is it? Israel has its own deep concerns.
Oh, completely. Israel sees Iran's nuclear program, its growing influence across the region, as a direct and existential threat.
And this plays out indirectly a lot of the time, right? Through proxies.
Precisely. Iran supports groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, militias in Syria, Iraq.
Giving them weapons, money?
Yes, support to challenge Israel without Iran having to engage directly, or at least having plausible deniability sometimes.
But Israel doesn't just sit back. They act preemptively, don't they? We see those airstrikes in Syria.
Frequently, targeting Iranian-backed forces, weapons convoys. The aim is to stop them getting too close, stop advanced weapons reaching groups like Hezbollah.
So it's this constant push and pull, often fought through others, a kind of low-intensity, ongoing conflict.
That's the shadow war dynamic.
Yeah.
But that dynamic took a very sharp, very public turn in April 2024.
Right, April 2024. That felt different. Reports of an Israeli strike on the Iranian consulate in Damascus, senior commanders killed.
A very significant escalation.
Oh, yeah.
And Iran's response, well, that was unprecedented too.
That massive drone and missile attack aimed directly at Israel, hundreds of them.
The largest direct attack of its kind. Most were intercepted, thankfully. Israel's Iron Dome, plus help from the U.S., U.K., others.
So that moment, that direct state-on-state attack, it really shifted things, didn't it? From shadow to, well, something much more direct.
It absolutely did. It broke a kind of taboo. But, and this is crucial, both sides then seemed to deliberately pull back from the brink.
Avoided that full-scale war everyone feared.
Exactly. They went back to a sort of calculated tit-for-tat. Covert actions, cyber attacks continue, even reportedly targeting nuclear sites. It shows neither wants total war, but both are willing to push hard.
Which brings us to the nuclear issue. That really hangs over everything. Iran's program. It's advancing.
Significantly. Enrichment levels are getting closer to weapons grade. That's undeniable based on reports.
And Israel's stance on that is crystal clear.
Utterly. They've repeatedly said they will not allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon. The implication, the hint of potential preemptive strikes is always there.
So that adds a whole other layer of extreme risk.
Immense risk. How that particular tension plays out is, frankly, one of the biggest unknowns.
And it's not just them. You've got international players involved. The U.S. backing Israel, Russia, and China closer to Iran.
Right, and regional powers, too. Saudi Arabia, for instance. They have issues with Iran, but they definitely don't want another huge war in the region. Nobody really does.
So let's think about what a direct, full-scale war would actually look like. Catastrophic seems like an understatement.
It would be. You'd likely see Lebanon drawn in immediately via Hezbollah, Syria, Iraq, Gaza.
The impact on global oil, the economy.
Devastating. Plus the very real danger of pulling in global powers more directly. The U.S., maybe others. It's why, despite the tensions, despite the direct attacks we saw, both sides have, so far, actively avoided that final step. The cost is just seen as too high.
So wrapping this up for you, the listener, what we're seeing is this incredibly delicate, dangerous balance, a deep ideological conflict fueling a shadow war.
Which dramatically escalated into direct confrontation.
But then pulled back, all while the nuclear clock is ticking louder.
And maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. How does this kind of conflict, these constant calculated escalations that deliberately stop short of all-out war, change how we even think about war itself in our connected world today? What does conflict really mean now? Something to ponder.